A year or two ago, I started running an out-of-school care program in an elementary school. This is the sort of program where we take kids whose parents work too early or too late for them to be safely dropped off or picked up from school. We would give them snacks, play games, crafts, that sort of thing. I began my work very early in the morning and ended very late, often being the only one opening and closing the school. The school I work at is in a residential area. However, it is quite isolated due to the size of the field and the trees surrounding the border between the road and the school field. I often walk to work as I live quite close. This particular event occurred in the early spring, March or April, so it is still very dark at 6-ish in the morning. So, like every other day, I begin my walk to work. Nothing out of the ordinary. The street lights still glow from the night before. I walk through the tree line, across the pitch black field, and up to the school, barely lit from the subpar security lighting outside. I make my way around the school to the back door that I am supposed to use. Funny, the light in the main hallway is on. Guess the caretaker forgot that one. I unlocked the door and stepped in, only to find the silent alarm had been set. Weird, I walked around the bottom floor checking the classrooms, bathrooms, and offices. Nothing looks disturbed. I turn off the alarm and go about turning on lights and my setup for the morning. My program is located in a small classroom at the back end of the school. I go to unlock the door and see that it's already unlocked. I slowly proceed inside and flick on the light. I look around the room. I notice nothing really out of the ordinary except some markers and coloring sheets that had been left out, along with some toys scattered around the play area. I figure my co-worker, Rita, must have forgot to tidy up and lock it when she left. I had left early and she was still new. Perhaps she forgot to go through our closing checklist before she left. I had a client who required her child to be dropped off around 6:30 a.m. rather than the regular 7 a.m. start. So for a fee, I would take her child a bit early as I was there by that time anyway. She was a small girl, around 6 years old at the time, with big brown eyes and blonde hair. Let's call her Julie. I hear the familiar buzzer sound at 6:30 that signals Julie's arrival. I walk through the lonely halls to the front door. I look through the glass to see Julie and her father waiting patiently for me. With a smile on my face, I open the door wide and greet the child warmly. She takes my hand and we walk down the hall to the staff kitchen to prepare morning snacks for the children. We begin getting ready when Julie asks to use the bathroom. Usually the children have to go in pairs, but I said go ahead anyways. Julie makes her way out of the kitchen into the bathroom a few feet away. I can hear her, so I continue with my preparations. I hear her humming. I hear her talking to herself. I hear someone answer. I hear a man answer. I ran to the bathroom only to see Julie in the presence of a very skinny, disheveled man covered in blood, his hair matted and slicked onto his oily forehead, glaring at us from his hiding place. I grabbed the child. I made a mad dash down the hallway. We run into our room. I slam the door, locking it behind me. I scan the room for anywhere to hide. The storage closet. I grab Julie's hand and we run inside, slamming the door behind us. As we sit huddled and shaking, I search my person for my phone to call someone. Anyone. Damn it, I left it in the kitchen. I must stay calm. Julie is shaking and crying at this point, and I have to stay calm for her. The police will come and get him, I whispered to her, trying everything I can think of to calm this terrified child. We just have to stay very quiet. Julie covers her mouth with her hands and nods. We can hear, through the door, the man muttering and cursing to himself, his voice growing louder and more audible as he came closer to our sanctuary. Poor Julie, she just couldn't contain herself any longer and began letting out great loud sobs. At this point, I believe he heard us, and we began to hear someone jiggling the door handle. I put my hand over her mouth in an attempt to stifle her cries, to no avail. After a few moments, the jiggling stopped. Silence now except for Julie's stifled cries. A few minutes pass. Maybe he's gone. Maybe this whole ordeal is over. Then, out of nowhere, he began throwing himself against the door, screaming nonsense and curses. It's just a matter of time before the crappy lock on the door breaks, and we're all his. I hold Julie close and shut my eyes, waiting for the inevitable. We're trapped. We can't get out. Just then, a loud ringing fills the air. The fire alarm. My cooking must have set it off. Soon the sounds of sirens start outside. Julie and I creep out from our hiding spot. No more noise from the man. We slowly open the door to see the hall full of smoke. We scuttle to the nearest exit and make our way to the firefighters outside. I tell them about the man and our ordeal. The police end up capturing him in the corner of a classroom, crying and rocking back and forth. Apparently, he is a father of a child who attends the school who has been restrained from seeing her due to mental illness and drug problems. I still work at the school, but Julie left the school after the incident and I haven't seen her since. Nothing like this has happened again and hopefully never will. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more.